Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
And welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Mexa. I'm all mixed up here talking about how good the fishing is with Captain Mike Pritchard from the Tribute. And wow, Mike has really come bearing gifts.
You're not kidding, man. If you didn't catch the beginning of the show, what an awesome opportunity and so generous. One lucky caller or texter at the end of today's show is going to win a pair of tickets to go day and a half fishing on board the Tribute. You and a bud are going to get to go, you and the wife, you and the boy, you and the daughter, whoever it is. 2 tickets to one lucky caller or texter at the end of today's show, getting to go fishing on the Tribute. Get in on all
this. That's like a $900 prize.
It's just so rad, man.
Very nice of you, Mike.
What's better than one? You double it up.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
That's really nice of you. Take a couple people.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to get your shot at winning that great prize, or better yet, just your chance to call, talk to Captain Mike, give us a call this morning at 213-432-1090. Phone line's absolutely packed solid, but we've got another full hour taking those calls. You're going to get through 213-432-1090, or you can send us a text via the Let's Talk Hookup app. And again, make sure you include your contact info with that text, because boy, if you win that prize, we sure want to be able to get a hold of you. What an awesome opportunity for somebody at the end of the show today.
Sure. Well, let's find out what's biting, Rick.
You got it, man. It is time for the Catch Report, sponsored by Summit Gasoline at San Diego Sports Arena, where you can get low gas prices for your car, truck, or your trailer boat. The new expansion will allow even more room and more convenience for up to 24 cars and trucks at the same time with 12 diesel pumps, which is huge in San Diego. There's lots of extra room for your boat and your trailer, along with your 100 pounds of free ice when you do a minimum of a 35-gallon fill-up. Don't forget, the Summit Bistro now features fresh-made burritos, sandwiches, salads, all at great prices, and best of all, the lowest gas prices and free ice for your Let's Talk Hookup listeners. It's an easy in and out pull through with your boat trailer at Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. I just went by yesterday and saw the big expansion going on. Dude, that place was already so killer. Just wait, man. It looks awesome. Yeah, they do a really, really good job.
Oh yeah, they do, and the lowest gas prices.
That part
save a lot of money, like dollars.
I mean, it is, like I used to just fill up at the corner station of my house before I left, and now I just wait until I have a quarter tank, and I always get it at Summit. It is so inexpensive. Like you said, it's I compare it all the time. It's cheaper than Costco always, and that's kind of like a mark for low gas, and Summit has them beat every time.
Yeah. Well, that and they have diesel.
Exactly.
Diesel. And free ice.
And 12
free ice.
12
Just
diesel
telling me,
pumps.
listen to Let's Talk Hookup, they give you free ice.
I love those guys. They're the best, no doubt. Well, hey, let's go on with our Catch Report. Find out what's biting. Our fishdope.com report. Our reporter, Captain Mark Wish of Pacific Edge, is on the line. What up, Mark?
Hey, good morning, Ricky, Pete, Mike. Great show this morning. Hey, so another nice week, good weather, plenty of opportunities, a lot of guys getting out and catching a little this and that. So starting up north here, that sea bass bite at Santa Cruz and Santa Rosa continues. It's not quite as wide open as it was, but still plenty of fish around. Some guys get them, some miss, but that's just sea bass fishing for sure. But plenty of fish around the islands there. And along with that sea bass, I think the halibut are starting to steal the show, man. There's just amazing halibut fishing up there on the beaches. It's really nice to see that tremendous resurgence of fish and nice weather to go along with it there. That's awesome for the guys up north. I didn't get anything from Nick this week. I did have friends there yesterday, but the phone didn't ring last night, so either they fell asleep or didn't get anything worthy. Santa Barbara Island, man, there's been some good fishing at that little island. Not every day, of course, but there's been some good sea bass. There's been some good halibut fishing. And some days those big yellows really go on a chew. The yellows are biting the squid for sure. A few on sardines, and then some days a surfer siren is the answer on those yellows. Good grade fish, close to structure, guys. So you got to get ready and pull hard when you get on one of them things. Over at Catalina, so I was there with some friends this week, fishing rockfish. They were biting. We had limits of really nice reds, and I got to tell you, that beer-battered and deep-fried red snapper, man, that's as good as it gets.
Nothing better.
Nothing better. But, surprisingly, I hit some spots in 70 to 80 fathoms. They weren't biting much. I had plenty of fish on them, tons of fish, but they just wouldn't bite. Our best fishing was in 32 fathoms, so go figure. But there's still some squid there at the island, backside west, backside middle, backside east. Have all got some bait. Surprisingly, not much fish on it this year. And just a little sidebar, on the way over in the morning, it was absolutely flat, breezy, calm swick. It was just beautiful. And there's these lines of just insane amounts of the little vela-velas, the by-the-wind sailors. And it was so cool to see all these giant molas slurping down the lines of those little sailors, sucking them up just like a trout eats a dry fly. It was just something I've never seen all the years of poking around out there. It's just,
it never gets old.
Yeah.
Watching one of those things
never
drink out
gets
of the
old,
water,
that's for sure.
Eating a 3-inch jellyfish.
Yeah.
How heavy of a fly rod, Pete, you think you need to fish if you're going to be fishing a wind sailor dry fly pattern to cast to a big mola?
Dude, I like a 41.
Okay, got that fine.
They can pull.
The size of some of those molas, I mean, God almighty, they're tremendous. Every year it's something different. Over at Clemente, guys, kind of weird over there, too. Slow getting started this year for sure. Halibut are biting pretty good on the beaches, like everywhere. And yellowtail scattered here and there, most of structure spots, but I think primarily on the back. Good cod fishing, of course. But in the words of a famous sport boat captain, kind of sums it up nicely. The surface fishing is very subpar at this island this year. That's just, I don't know what's going on at Clemente, man. It's having a hard time getting rolling. And then offshore, just like you guys been talking there, no shortage of bluefin tunas. That area is kind of on the inside there. It's about from the 302, and it looks like it's stretching out toward the southwest there. It seems like it's creeping out that way a little farther between the 43 and east wing of the Butterfly. Now it looks like where most of them are this morning. And like you guys are talking, of course, the sinker rigs and the jigs at night. And for the private boat guys during the daytime, those Mad Max are starting to rack up some pretty good scores on the better grade fish. So collectively, we got lots of opportunity. We got a bunch of nice weather, and time to go fishing, guys.
I like it.
No kidding. And fishdope.com has all the info for you. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code HookUpNow. Lowercase, no space. HookUpNow is your $20 code at fishdope.com to get all the inside info from Mark Wish and more. And Mark, how do we find you?
Well, Pete, we're in Huntington Beach. We're in the corner of both at Chica and Edinger. And the phone number at the store, area code 714-840-4262. The website's PacificEdgeTackle.com, and it's definitely time to go fishing, guys. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I like it, Mark. Great report, as always, buddy. Thanks for so complete. Do a lot of great job gathering that info, and we will talk to you next week.
You got it. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, Mark. All right, let's head on out now. Captain Bill Kavanaugh is calling from the Tribute. Good morning, Bill.
Rick, Pete, Mike, good morning. How we doing?
Skipper?
We're doing great, buddy. We're very anxious to hear. And, boy, word is you guys have been having some great fishing, and we're stoked to get to talk to you this morning.
Yeah, no, things are on the upswing. It looks like on this bluefin tuna scene. We were on a day and a half on the Tribute, and we left yesterday, early evening at 6 o'clock. Absolutely flat, calm weather. Rolled out to the grounds, got on scene. We were supposed to get on scene just after 11, but I wanted to look a little above things, so I put the sonar dome down, and lo and behold, I don't think I had the dome down for more than about 5 minutes. I started clacking some fish on the bow, and Mike's got this really nice Fruno CH250 sonar on here, which is awesome because you can hear these things without the beam actually hitting it. So I'm hearing this fish. Definitely. I turned a little bit, lined up, and we got on a school right out of the gate, and it was biting fish. It was pretty awesome, but it was also kind of a little bit unfortunate because we had no practice. So there was no warm-up. It was just here we go, and we had a pretty high casualty rate, but that's how our night started. We had a pretty decent bite window. I'd have to say it went until about 1:30, almost 2 o'clock. After that, it seemed like this fish kind of stunk out. Didn't see much of it, but we were pretty busy from 11 o'clock until 1:30 in the morning, stopping on fish and getting a few bites here and there. That first school that we stopped on last night was the best. and most of that fish was, I'd call it 60 to 90 pound fish, which is awesome.
nice.
We had a few fish over 100 pounds throughout the night, and how cool is that? I mean, we're
so
50-something miles from San Diego in flat, calm weather in May, and we're catching 60 to 90 pound bluefin tuna. It's awesome.
Well, like I said earlier, sleep is not an option on most of these trips.
Well, how could you sleep with that going on? That's awesome.
That's really good stuff. And what's the next trip you got? And you have one leaving tonight that's light load?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Boat gets in tomorrow. We made it a go with 3 passengers.
Oh, my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah, things have been kind of back and forth. Fishing, for the most part, has been good. We know guys are and it seems like guys are really holding off, waiting for. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Right.
Fishing has been great, phenomenal at times. Our weather window looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
for the next week.
Really good.
Tomorrow night's trip is a Pizza Port sponsored trip. Free pizza before the trip. You guys don't have to worry about stopping and grabbing something on the way down, and then half off Pizza Port beers, which are delicious. And we're apparently extremely reasonable, what I've been told lately, with all of our prices, and it's going to stay that way. But a chance to get on a light load, very nice weather. Obviously, you're hearing about the fishing that happened last night. I think he's already got limits of rockfish for the morning, and it's 8 o'clock. So very, very good bluefin fishing last night. He did a couple rockfish trips. Now it's out looking for yellowtail and some more bluefin. And on these trips, literally, you're fishing almost 30 hours on a 36-hour trip. So
wow,
there's really no reason to wait for any other time of the year. It's now.
Got him on some good rockfish, huh, Woody?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good, actually. Super fun. The guy, poor guy. I think these guys. I told Mike that I wasn't going to mention it, but no, it's really good fishing. These poor guys, they were up half the night, and I got on the PA. I got on the PA at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, all right, guys. Well, we were kind of in striking range, and it kind of works out. So we're going to do this for a little bit, and it's been really good fishing. Yeah.
The reds.
Oh
and
my gosh! Look at the size of those reds. Wow.
Yeah, it's up on our Facebook page. Tribute Sport Fishing. But
nice.
I'd rather do that.
Bill,
me too.
Bill, last night we kind of been talking about the good fishing. Was it the real big, real heavy jigs? Was it the lighter stuff? Did it not matter because the school's biting so good? What was the ticket for getting a bite last night?
Yeah, we were getting them on just about everything, really. I think that 250 to 300 gram knife jig was working the best. The Daiwa SK, the Mustad Rip Roller, the West Coast jiggers, those things were working good. I was listening to your show online because we have Starlink now, which is pretty awesome. I was going to call up and be like, you guys read me, but I'm not talking on a sat phone anymore. I'm Starlink, so it's like direct on my cell phone. But at any rate, it's not so much the color. It's it's getting that thing down into the bite zone, and that's the most important part. And that's why that Eddie Bomb's working so good, because a 16-ounce torpedo sinker is going to fall a lot faster than some of these other jigs. So that's going to be the key to everyone's success, is to minimize the resistance of your gear as far as your reel and your rod and your line to get that jig down the bite zone as fast as you can, and that's what's working the best. So everything kind of worked, but I think that 250 to 300 gram knife jig was the most productive last night.
Man, great dope. That's awesome. What a fun trip. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it sounds like you're in the room next door.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, you're not giving
cool?
these guys a chance to sleep. I wouldn't sleep through a good rockfish bite either.
No way, man.
No, man.
So now you're going to go look for yellowtail and daytime bluefin, and then you got bluefin tonight. So, man,
wow. Sleep when you get back.
Yeah. Sleep when you
I don't think these guys really knew what to expect. So the participation wasn't all that good in the beginning, and then they saw what was going on. Now everyone's at the rail and everyone's having a good time. So
awesome.
Really, really cool being able to have this option. So we're trophy bluefin tuna fishing, transition into this for a little bit, kelp out a yellowtail. There's some daytime bluefin to be had, and then we're going to go right into nighttime bluefin tonight. And we're so close to home that on this day-and-a-half trip, we can fish until 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning before we have to call it a trip. So all kinds of fishing time, pretty awesome stuff going on.
This is so rad. Good job, Bill. This is cool.
Captain Bill Cavanaugh,
Bill.
live from the Tribute on the water. Get out there and go fishing. Get on that trip tomorrow night with Bill, and that'll be fun. Hey, thanks, Bill, for the call. Appreciate it, and go get them.
That's great news,
Thanks,
man.
guys. Have a good day.
All right.
Have
You
fun.
too. I think you just gave me tomorrow night off.
Okay.
No,
You're going to run the trip?
All right. Good going, Bill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Hey, a new addition to our Saturday Fish Report. Rosie Flowers from Cedro Sport Fishing. Good morning, Rosie.
Hi, Rosie.
Hey,
Good
Rosie.
morning, guys. How you doing today?
Hey, doing great. And I understand, even though your season hasn't kicked off yet, but it's days away, the fishing at Cedros is epic.
Well, I got to tell you that, Lalo and Javier, they get their crew together, and they always go out and they kind of pre-fish to, see what's going on, so they're prepared for our season opener, which is next Friday, the 26th. Well, Javier and Lalo were so giddy and excited yesterday. They sent me pictures, and they are on the home guards already. It is unbelievable. These fish, they didn't say how much they weighed, but they are definitely mid-30s upwards of maybe 40 pounds. They were some big fish. And literally, he said, within 5 minutes of the lodge, leaving the harbor, within 5 minutes, they were catching these big fish. So I posted them on our social media, Facebook and Instagram. And it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong on. It is on.
I love it. Right?
But we have openings, and we actually had a little bit of a challenge with 3 guests that were on the Let's Talk Hookup trip at the end of July, the July 31st to August 4th trip. Fortunately, some medical challenge came up, and these 3 guys had to, reschedule. So you guys have 3 openings on your trip at the end of July. And I'll let you know that first 3 callers that come and call for that trip, I will make it worth their while. That is for sure.
Which is cool.
So,
which is exciting opportunity, because that trip has been sold out all year long. So, basically sold out when the trip finished last year. It got full. Well, that's great news.
And then what about?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Everybody on that trip from last year literally rebooked.
You gotta love that.
So, so to have 3 openings on that trip is quite amazing. So it's like someone needs to take advantage of that, and I will help them take advantage of that.
Wow, what a great! Wow, fantastic. So 3 spots open on July 31st through August 4th. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, and then what about our beginning of July trip with Corey Sandin?
Well, that one, last time that Jeff and I were on Let's Talk Hookup, we had a couple of openings, and literally right after that trip, 2 guys jumped on that.
Oh, nice. Wow, fantastic.
So that worked out really well.
And
so
you have scattered...
chance to hang with Corey?
Yeah, are you kidding me? And then scattered openings throughout the whole year. How do we get a hold of you, Rosie, if we want to go fishing at Cedros Sport Fishing, the best operation at Cedros?
The best thing to really do is just to give me a call, and the phone number is 619-772-7570. I love the phone calls because that way I can answer all the questions right away and go over everything that, Cedros Sport Fishing entails. So.
And then also you can go right online at cedrosportfishing.com and look at the availability and book online, right?
You got it. Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Rosie. Nice addition to the Saturday Fish Report, and we'll talk to you next week.
You got it. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks. All right. Hey, I guess Marcos is missing you now. She's busy over there.
I'll bet
right?
so.
Yeah, for sure.
And we had some pretty packed up phone lines for Marcos too, with all those great catch reports. So, well, we're hopefully waiting to check in.
Let's go ahead and jump in the phone.
That sounds good to me, man. How about we talk to Ralph? He's calling us from Menifee this morning. What's up, Ralph? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
What's up, boys? Good morning. Good morning, Captain Mike. I've got a 13-year-old boy. He's done full-day trips on the San Diego before. Is a day-and-a-half trip something that's gonna, kill him? Is he gonna be all right? And then also, I have no gear for him. What kind of rental gear would you suggest for that?
For the stuff we're doing right now, as far as rental gear, it'd be something like picking up a single-speed 25-pound setup and a heavier 2-speed rod and reel from our tackle shop. He's 13 years old. He's been on a boat. He is plenty ready. I was actually talking to some individuals last night at the wedding I attended. They're asking about kids and when they should, bring a, kid out on the boat. If the kid's been on the water and they don't get seasick, that's the biggest part. If they bass fish, if they've, been around the water, we have guys that bring their kids out as young as 6, 7 years old. What I would recommend is you get them on a half-day boat first, which it sounds like you've done. Half-day boat, three-quarter-day boat. Make sure that they have a good feel for what they're doing. They're comfortable on a boat. They don't get seasick. And then after that, I know a lot of these, and I was the same way. The first time you get to spend the night on a boat, it's like a whole different realm.
Yeah.